Welcome to the Mindset Mutiny. I'm your host, Mike Ivanov. Join me as we challenge the status quo, break free from self-imposed limits, and redefine what's possible. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today, you're going to hear me talk a lot about stacking bricks. It's a term that I've been writing about for years in my journal. It's a way that I use to remind myself to keep going, even when things suck and are tough. It's not just a phrase that I throw around lightly, to be honest. It's something that's deeply personal to me, and it really resonates. It's a concept that I've used that's really helped me push through moments of doubt, frustration, fatigue, all sorts of struggles. Moments of time when I was at my lowest. That's all I would think about. Stacking bricks. Every effort, every frustration, every little win. It's what I consider a brick. And those bricks, they're what builds something bigger than yourself. That's how you do it. Keep stacking them and stacking them and stacking them. And before you know it, you look back and what you've built is unbelievable. So that's kind of what we're talking about today. I've used this mindset to get through some of the hardest challenges in my life. It's always served me. When progress feels slow, when the obstacles keep piling up, I just remind myself, hey, I'm stacking the bricks. I'm building something bigger. Something that I believe can't be knocked down. It's a way to break things up into more manageable pieces, right? A lot of us get stuck on that one big thing that we have to accomplish, and it becomes so overwhelming and seems so impossible. But what you have to do is you got to break it down into manageable pieces, and I break it down into bricks. I use it to remind myself that the work I put in today matters, even if I don't see the result right away. I use it to stay disciplined when that motivation fades, to stay focused when things get chaotic, and just to keep moving forward no matter what. Keep stacking. So I always tell myself, whenever I'm getting overwhelmed, whenever I feel like the process isn't working, I just say, keep stacking, dude. Keep stacking the bricks. Keep stacking the bricks. You go through my journals, you'll see it. I've drawn fucking brick walls in my journal, right? It's all visual. It's words I use to move myself forward. So that's why I'm covering it today, because I believe it's something special. It's a self-talk that I use that just helps me realize where I'm going and what I'm doing. Because momentum isn't about that one big breakthrough. It's just about the relentless pursuit of progress, 1% better every day, one more brick. It's about showing up every single day, doing the hard things that no one else wants to fucking do, doing the hard things that no one sees, and laying down that foundation piece by piece until you've created something unbreakable. It's more than just a concept. It's how I live my life. And honestly, it's how you can start building your own unstoppable momentum. Momentum is everything when it comes to accomplishing goals, pushing through stress, beating what you believe is unbeatable. It's an invisible force that takes you from grinding through the hard work to feeling like you could move a fucking mountain. When you've got that momentum on your side, you're not just cruising through life. You're charging forward, full force, foot on the fucking gas, unstoppable. It's how it feels. But that momentum doesn't happen by accident. You won't just wake up one morning, oh, great, here's the momentum. Nah, it's not like that. It's built. And it's hard as fuck to achieve. But again, it's brick by brick. It's win by win. You don't need to wait for motivation. You don't need the perfect conditions. You just need to keep stacking. Whether it's sunny, whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether you're sad, whether you're tired, keep stacking. That's all you need to tell yourself. And that's what I've anchored on. That's how I've been able to get myself through all these hard times. I anchor in the stacking of the bricks. That's what's going on in my head. Think of your life as like a wall you're building. Every time you show up, every time you make a hard decision, push through that discomfort or do what others won't, you're adding a brick to that wall. And you keep showing up and you keep adding bricks, and before you know it, the wall grows. Most people don't see it that way. They think that one workout doesn't matter. They think one small win won't make a difference. But they couldn't be more wrong. Those little wins, they're everything. Every task you complete, right? Every choice to keep going when you're tired, every uncomfortable conversation you have, I want you to look at it like it's a brick. And the more you have, the more bricks you're going to add to that wall. Now, the problem is that most people want to see the wall right away. They want to do one hard thing and where's my fucking wall at, right? Well, no, there's one brick and that's your wall. But the guy next to you who's been doing all the hard shit, look at his wall. Look where he got, right? He's on level 10. You're at level 1. To get to level 10, you got to keep stacking the bricks. Unfortunately, people want that instant result, right? It's the society we live in. It's like, everything is instant gratification, but you're never going to get that big breakthrough if you haven't done the work. And the wall, I will remind you, doesn't build itself. You got to stack every fucking brick. And when you look around at the people who win, they're the ones who show up every day. They lay the next brick, even when they don't feel like it. And here's the part most people don't want you to hear. They have a hard time with this. The brick is the reward. It's not about the finished wall. It's not about some grand moment where you get to sit back, kick your feet up, and admire what you built. The reward is the process. I want to be clear about that. Let's not have any confusion. The brick is the reward. In my own experience, delayed gratification is the only thing worth pursuing. Everything else is bullshit. It's fucking temporary. It's fleeting. It's all surface level. And I guess I got to ask you a question that I've had to ask myself when I started getting kind of soft and wanting things faster than I really deserve them. Question was always, what makes you think you deserve something without the hard work? What makes you deserve it without pushing yourself to tears, without doubting everything about who you are and what you're capable of? That's the process. That's why the bricks matter. It's the reward for the suffering. The brick is the proof that you endured. Most people think they're owed something. They think that success is supposed to come easy. One thing I know for certain is I can assure you that it won't. It's grinding through the discomfort. It's making decisions that fucking hurt. It's choosing suffering on purpose to build something bigger. So my best advice, which can often be controversial, but gets the fucking job done, would have to be to not be a fucking bitch. That'd be my best advice. And if you just heard that and you're offended by it, I'm sorry. But that's what I had to say to myself to get to where I am now. You know how many times I said that to myself? You know how many times it was fucking true? So the difference between me and the people that are offended by that statement is that I accepted the truth. I accepted that at times I was being a fucking bitch. I didn't get offended about it. I didn't go cry to my mom about it. I owned it because it was a fact. And as soon as I owned it, I was able to start moving forward. I went to war against it. And here's the thing. We all have that voice of weakness inside us. The voice that wants us to quit. The one that lets us make excuses. The voice that tells us that it's okay to be comfortable. And listen, a lot of people listen to it. Most people, for their entire life, listen to it. And they let it run their life. and they rationalize it with excuses. They rationalize it with a victim mentality. But at the end of the day, you're just being a fucking bitch. I mean, that's kind of what it is. That's what I was being. There's times now where I have my wife remind me of that. When I'm being whiny or I don't want to do something, she'll just call it out. Hey, Mike, you're being a fucking bitch. It snaps me back to reality, right? Where I'm like, holy shit, I am. What the fuck? Got to change my tune. Got to stop the narrative, right? You can get offended by me saying this. That's fine. But guess what? You're not going to grow. You're not going to keep moving unless you can address these things, unless you can call out everywhere you're being a bitch. It's no big deal. We're all adults here, man. Recognize it. Call it out. Make a decision to fucking fight. So every time that voice showed up for me, right, telling me to stay in bed, telling me I can skip a workout, telling me I can avoid a hard conversation, telling me I could take the easy way out, I had to tell myself, don't be a fucking bitch, right? And you can feel however you want about that. But guess what? It fucking worked. And the voice got weaker every single time, because every time you choose the discipline over the comfort, you're winning the war inside your mind. Straight up. You're proving to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. And when you start doing these things, you start building momentum. You start stacking the fucking bricks. But most people cannot handle hearing that they're being weak, hearing that they're being undisciplined. They get defensive. They even get offended. But if you want to win, this is what you're going to have to do. You got to be willing to confront that part of yourself. You have to be willing to say that I'm better than this. And then you got to go to war against that shit. Because the truth has always been the same. No one is coming to save you. No one's going to pull you out of your excuses. I'm fucking trying to right now, but it's on you. So stop lying to yourself. Stop giving into that weak voice. Look yourself in the mirror and say, fucking say it. Don't be a fucking bitch. Step into the fight. And don't back down until it's done. And that's the thing about momentum. It's built in the trenches when nobody's watching. It's forged in the moments of sacrifice when it's easier to give in. But every time you fight that weak voice, right? You stack another brick. That brick and beating that voice is proving something to yourself. You're proving that you won't quit. You're proving that you're relentless. For me, and soon for you, I have realized that the brick is the very point of existence. Every brick is proof that you didn't quit. It's proof that you kept going even when it sucked, even when nobody was watching, and even when you doubted yourself. And that's where the confidence comes from. That is where the momentum is built. I need you to understand the fucking brick is everything. So, in my own life right now, I am feeling the most massive momentum. And in my opinion, it's been a long time coming because I've been stacking these fucking bricks for years, showing up every time it wasn't convenient, pushing myself when nobody else was watching. And let me tell you, there are plenty of times I doubted myself, times I questioned whether it was all worth it, times when I ran from things and avoided the discomfort. But I keep pushing, I keep stacking. And again, there were moments when I wasn't sure I was even on the right path, when all the self-doubt, the exhaustion, and the frustration all started to manipulate my way of thinking. When that happens, I just don't stop. I just keep stacking those bricks. I know what I need to do, and I just flip the switch to autopilot and I fucking do it. I don't let the emotions get involved. I don't let the feelings get a vote. And again, sometimes I got to tell myself, stop being a fucking bitch. And then I keep showing up. I keep making the hard choices. Because I know deep down, if I keep doing that, the momentum is going to come. It's going to build but it doesn't happen overnight. So now I'm seeing it all come together. I got opportunities just lining up in the perfect, in perfect unison. The right people are being put in my life. And for the first time, I feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And it's not luck. And it's really not coincidence. It's just the result of stacking the wins day after day for years. And that momentum, it's starting to make me feel like I'm unstoppable. And it's so fucking exciting. I'm fired up because I've worked for all of this. I've made the sacrifices. I've had the sleepless nights. I've had the doubt that I've had to push through. It's all finally paying off. And it can all pay off for you too. And what's even more exciting is the things that I've pictured in my mind are now coming my way. The people I've envisioned working with, they're showing up. The opportunities I've been preparing for, they're here. But it's not fucking magic and it's not luck. It's the energy that I've been putting into the world. I have made it a point to surround myself with people that are much better than me. People who are stronger, smarter, more experienced. I've been intentional about curating my circle, and I've been dedicated to bringing in like-minded individuals who will push me to be better, who won't allow me to slack off, who won't accept that bitch voice. And now that energy is attracting more of the same people. Like-minded people are seeing what I'm building and they want to be a part of it. They see the fire. They see the momentum. They feel the passion and they're showing up, ready to contribute to the journey. But the thing is, momentum isn't just about surrounding yourself with the right people. We do talk about curating your circle and having all the right people around you, but that doesn't automatically bring momentum. It can breed momentum, but you have to put in the work. You have to put in the energy to everyone you meet. And the more energy you give, the more energy you get. For me, energy feeds my soul. It allows me to stack the bricks faster and with more purpose. And the way I look at it, you can give energy to anybody. Could be the cashier in the checkout line, someone at the gym, random stranger in a coffee shop. You never know who needs that energy. You never know what kind of impact it can have. A smile, a compliment, a quick conversation, it all matters. When you put that positive energy out there, people notice it. They feel it. And before you know it, they're stacking bricks alongside you. Momentum isn't built in isolation. It's built through the connection. When you give your energy to others, it comes back to you. It attracts more people who want to build with you. It creates a collective momentum that makes the process feel lighter, faster, and more powerful. So momentum isn't just about me anymore. It's about the collective energy of the people I've chosen to surround myself with. And that, when you have a team of people all around you with the same momentum, it feels unstoppable. I can feel myself stepping into the person I've always meant to be. It's like one day I woke up and flipped a switch. Everything starts aligning. And the best part, I finally know who I am and where I'm going. I know that this is just the beginning. I know that it's not about one big breakthrough. It's about years of relentless effort. It's about stacking those bricks every fucking day. When you start seeing it pay off, when you start feeling that momentum, it's not just motivating. It's fucking electrifying. I wake up every day ready to push harder because I know I'm creating something that will be unstoppable. Momentum isn't just moving me forward. It's changing how I see myself. Most people struggle with confidence because they're waiting for proof that they're capable. They think one day confidence is going to come rolling down from the fucking sky and they're going to be fixed. But that's not how it works. I used to think that that was what would happen. One day all the confidence will come. Nope. Comes from putting in the work. But that momentum will transform you. It changes your energy. It even changes your physical appearance. Don't believe me? Fucking try it. You start walking different. Your shoulders are back. Your posture's strong. You don't just fucking shuffle around through life. You own your space. And I'll tell you, people notice that shit. They don't just see what you're doing, they feel it. And that momentum becomes contagious. When you start winning, you start realizing that you can rely on yourself and that you don't need validation from others. You stop looking for approval outside because you know that you're the person who drives the result. And that's where the true confidence comes from, when you learn to trust yourself. When you know that every time you say you're going to do something, you fucking do it. When you've built that internal trust, everything changes. No more doubting, no more hesitating. You start moving with a purpose and intention. And then here's what happens next. You don't just stack bricks randomly. You start strategically designing the bricks. You know that whatever you put in front of yourself, you will achieve. You become someone you didn't think you could be. You become someone unstoppable. And once you realize that, you keep pushing to see how far you can really go. You try to do anything you can. No matter how big it is, you put it in front of yourself and you accomplish it. So then you just start thinking, wow, what else can I do? And that's when the momentum just starts cranking up. And then you just knocking down bigger goals, and bigger challenges become easier and easier and easier. And it just keeps fueling the momentum. It's wild. I just want everybody to experience what I'm experiencing. You don't just stop at building the wall. You just keep building it until the foundation's so strong that nothing will ever be able to shake it. And that is what I always say is becoming undeniable. Confidence will never be built in a single moment. I want to say that again. And it's only built through the small wins. Every time you stack a win, you're telling yourself, I can do this. Every brick you lay is proof that you are disciplined, that you are capable, and that you can be relentless. And over time, those little wins add up. And one day you realize you built a wall so strong, nothing's going to tear it down. But confidence is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about proving to yourself over and over again that you're capable of more. It's about pushing past your limits. By the way, the limits that you've set on yourself, just want to point that out. So it's about pushing through the self-doubt and becoming the kind of person who refuses to quit. So if you want confidence, fucking earn it. Brick by brick. Win by win. Day by day. That's how you become unstoppable. So there's this feeling that I get that I can always identify when I'm really locked the fuck in. Like when I'm on fire. It's like everything I touch just starts turning to gold. Every decision I'm making becomes effortless, even if it's scary as shit. And I start hitting a stride like nothing can stop me. That's the momentum I want you to feel. It's not just movement. It's domination. It's that overwhelming sense of control, knowing that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. I felt it this morning. 7 a.m., snow on the ground, could have stayed in bed, would have been easy. But I didn't. I laced up my shoes. I went out and grabbed 5 miles in that snowstorm. Not because anyone was watching, not because I had to, but because I'm on fucking fire right now. Because I know every run, every workout, every task I check off, it's another brick. It's another win. And when you keep stacking those wins, that's how you become unrecognizable. That momentum makes you can feel like you plow through anything. Any obstacle, you're going to blast through it. Like the world is bending to your will. People can feel that energy when you walk into a room. It's confidence, it's power, it's raw energy, all wrapped into one. Momentum isn't a spark. It's an inferno. And right now, I'm burning so bright. Nothing is going to slow me down. I feel like I have jet fuel in my fucking veins. I am just getting used to operating in overdrive. But it's because I've just been stacking the bricks. I started with one brick on the ground by itself, and then I just started stacking more and more and more. And here I am today telling you that I feel like I got jet fuel in my veins. I mean, that feeling is insane. And I'm operating at a level that I used to never be able to operate at. And I keep looking to add more shit on my plate, right? The more stress I feel, the more I keep loading it up. Just load it up, break the system. Because as soon as you break the system, you can rebuild it. So my brain right now is setting a course that I think most people would run from. But for me, with the momentum I have, those wild dreams don't feel that crazy. They honestly feel like something that's meant to be. They feel like something that's meant for me. There's no doubt. I have built my brain over the years to obliterate the doubt. And I've done it with momentum. So I want you to think about a train flying down the tracks. And we've all seen the train accidents and whatnot. So it's kind of fresh in my head for this example. But train's flying down the track. Somebody throws a car in front of it. Boom, it obliterates it. Keeps moving, right? Throws another in front of it. Boom, plows through it again. Another and another. Losing very little speed and never actually stopping. That's momentum. That's how I feel right now. Of course, things are getting in my way, but I just keep blowing through them. I'm making my own opportunities. I'm visualizing the wins, and then I'm watching them happen. I promise you, this is not luck. It is not coincidence. It is the relentless pursuit of my goals. It's knowing for sure that no obstacle is going to slow me down. And I want for you so bad to light that fire. I want you to feel what I'm feeling. And when you do, you're going to be like, holy shit, I'm there. Because never in my life have I had this level of momentum. I swear to you. And just so you know, I will die before I let up and lose it. Most people, they don't build momentum. You know why? They stack a couple bricks and they quit. They get tired. It's hot out. They get frustrated. They're hungry. They don't see instant results, so they quit. And every time they stop, they're just tearing down their own wall. They're killing their own momentum. I got to tell you, starting over is 10 times harder than just keeping the momentum alive. Momentum's not something that you can pick up when you want it. It's fragile. It's a living organism. Once you got it, you got to protect it at all costs. Because if you lose it, back to square one. So you think about a fire, right? When it's burning really strong, it takes very little to keep it going. A little fuel here and there, you're good. But once you let the fire burn out, it takes everything to get it started again. Got to gather new wood. You got to spark new flames. Got to wait for it to catch. Momentum works the same way. When you're in motion, when you're stacking the bricks day after day, it's easier to keep it going. The fire stays lit. The bricks keep piling up. But the second you stop, the second you let yourself fall back into comfort or excuses, you got to start over from scratch. And starting over, it's a fucking brutal process. Most people can't handle that. They get stuck in that start-stop cycle that kills progress. They get a little momentum, hit a roadblock, and stop. And then spend weeks, maybe months, trying to get back to where they were. That is fucking demoralizing. That's exhausting. And it's completely avoidable, just so you know. But you have to understand, momentum doesn't care about your feelings. Doesn't care if you're tired or frustrated or busy. Doesn't care if you think, things aren't moving fast enough. Momentum only cares about one thing. Are you stacking the bricks? Doesn't matter if they're big or small. Doesn't matter if progress feels slow or not. What matters is that you keep moving forward. Because every time you stop, you're not just pausing. You're tearing down your own wall. And the longer you wait to restart, the harder it gets. The doubt will get louder. Your excuses will get stronger. The voice in your head will say, maybe this isn't for me. But guess what? Like always, the voice is lying. You don't lose momentum because you're not capable. You lose it because you stop showing up. That's on you. That's something that you got to fucking contend with. I can't help you there. Momentum, it's earned through consistency. So don't expect momentum if you fail to stay consistent. It's never about that big leap forward because they very rarely ever happen. It's about small, relentless steps. It's about stacking one more brick, even when you think that you can't. So for me, I'm always very careful to protect my momentum. I treat it like a fire that needs to stay lit. I'm out in the wilderness. That's all I have burning. If it goes out, I die. That's how I treat it. So don't let the excuses, the frustration, or the fatigue get a vote. Because if they do, momentum will disappear. And when it's gone, getting it back is a battle that you might not be able to win. And the people who win, they're the ones who never let it die. So I'll say it again. Momentum is not about massive leaps forward. It is about relentless consistency. It's about stacking those bricks every single day, whether you like it or not. That's the difference between the people who succeed and the people who don't. And the winners, they keep stacking, even when progress is slow, even when no one is watching, when they're tired, when they're frustrated, and when they're doubting themselves, because they know momentum doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you keep moving. And of course, the hard truth, most people lose because they think success requires a massive breakthrough. I've mentioned that 3 times. There is no massive breakthrough. These people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect set of circumstances to make their move. That shit's never coming. Start now. It's all about relentless movement. Small, relentless steps add up. Small steps are better than a large step you're never going to take. So it's about showing up every day, stacking that next brick, even when it feels like nothing's happening, even when you're exhausted, even when the voice in your head is screaming for you to quit. Remember, you have the choice to listen. I say it all the time. You are not your thoughts. You got to trust the process. You got to know that every brick you lay is part of something bigger. Every step forward is building that momentum that can't be stopped. A few things I've learned is that consistency will beat talent every single time. It will beat luck. It beats circumstances, because at the end of the day, the people who keep stacking are the ones who win. They're the ones who wake up one day and realize they have built something they never thought possible. So, you want to know what happens when you keep stacking bricks? One day, you'll look up and realize you've built something massive. It comes in the form of confidence, discipline, momentum. You become so strong that nothing can knock you down. And people will ask you, how'd you get there? And you'll know. You got there by stacking bricks, by winning all the small battles, by choosing to move forward no matter what, at all costs. And here's the best part. When you reach that point, you're not done. That's what I love about this shit. Momentum doesn't stop once you've built something. It becomes self-sustaining. The winds keep stacking. The wall keeps rising. and you realize there's no limit to what you can build. So when you keep stacking the bricks, you don't just build a wall, you build a fortress. You build a life that nobody can tear down. When you reach that level of momentum, you stop looking for validation from others. And that's a big problem. Something I don't talk about enough and we'll get into, but you got to stop seeking validation from others. You got to do it for yourself. Okay? You got to stop doubting yourself. You got to start trusting in your own power. Because once again, every brick you lay is proof that you're capable. Every win is proof that you're relentless. When you keep stacking bricks, you become unstoppable. People will ask, what's the secret? The answer will be simple. You can let them know, or you can smile and don't have to. But it is relentless consistency. Day after day, brick after brick, win after win. Said it 100 times because it fucking means something. What you'll realize is you never needed a breakthrough. You never needed luck or talent. You just needed to keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. And again, most people quit before they see the results. They get frustrated with the slow progress. They doubt the process. Stop stacking bricks. Can't help you there. This is not for quitters. And if you're here listening, I know you're not a quitter. But if you keep going, if you keep stacking those bricks when no one's watching, if you keep choosing progress over comfort, one day you'll look around and realize you built something that no one can tear down. You'll realize that momentum is unstoppable. And the best part is you'll know that you did it. Not by luck, not by chance, but by showing up every day and stacking the bricks. That's the secret to winning. So here's the question. Are you stacking bricks today? Are you creating wins? Or are you letting yourself slide? Because momentum doesn't happen on its own. Again, it's built brick by brick, win by win, choice by choice. And once you've got it, you're a force of nature. You're the kind of person who walks into every room with confidence. You're the kind of person who moves obstacles out of the way. You're the kind of person who builds something so strong that nothing can tear it down. But beware. Momentum will either make you or the lack of it will break you. So what's it going to be? Are you building your wall or are you tearing it down? Because if you stop stacking bricks, you're not just slowing down, you're choosing mediocrity. And if you're okay with that, fine. But let's be real. I know exactly who you are. And you're not fucking okay with that. I know that. You wouldn't be here if you were. You wouldn't be listening to this if mediocrity was something you could accept. So make your choice. Because there's no standing still in life. You're either rising or you're dying. And if you're tired of standing still, then get fucking moving. Brick by brick, win by win. Because the only way forward is through. And the only way to win is to never fucking stop.